is not the way it used to be, everybody. It's not all about just posting videos and just seeing what happens. These days, YouTube is now a community. Not a website, not a video hosting platform, a community. We have actually started becoming friends with each other. We're talking to each other outside of YouTube in various areas of social media like Twitter and Facebook, and we're even sharing pictures on Instagram. So when someone like a troll, or when we get a thumbs down, or we see comments from a YouTuber that we just don't like, you think we just let it go? No, because now we have powerful allies. We talk about it, and we let each other know how we're feeling about it. I know for myself that I can get a little bit crazy, and I tell people, especially when I make a really nice video that I get great comments on, every now and again I get a thumbs down. And for some strange reason, it's usually only one or two. And me, the way I am, I always kind of feel that it's the same person. Whoever it is that you are, I talk about you. Whether you're a guy or a girl, I do talk about you with my friends, and I talk about a lot of other interesting things that go on in the world of YouTube, as well as outside of YouTube. And you want to know what the best part about it is? It's an amazing support system. So, I will say one thing. If there is anything that is truly going to die in 2016, guys, I think it may in fact be the troll. We have YouTube channels. We always want to expand on them. We do a lot of research by looking at other people's YouTube channels to see what they do and how much support they have. And if you really like someone or some people that you're watching, of course you're going to want them to notice you, and you're probably going to want them to subscribe to your channel as well. Now, there's a lot of negativity going on in YouTube right now, especially when it comes to the topic of subscribers. Case in point, the Fine Brothers for doing what they were doing and basically bleeding subscribers because of the fact that a lot of people suddenly realized that what they were talking about was not a great thing. But when it comes to gaining subscribers for your channel, sub for subs don't work. Just reaching out to people and saying subscribe to my channel, that's not good. And I learned that the hard way when I first started my channel because I wanted to build a fan base. But these days it's very different because I know who I am, I know what my calling card is on YouTube. Make videos, but at the same time, if you find somebody that you like, let them know that you are there and that you are there to help them and offer them advice, or just keep watching their videos and give them positive feedback. And that's all you really need to do. If people really know that you're making a point about watching their videos, they will definitely take a look at your videos too. When I find somebody new, I always tell them that if you want to take some ideas from me, take a look at some of the videos that I've done, especially if you're a new YouTuber. And feel free to comment on what you watch because I really want your feedback. That's not me forcing them to subscribe to my channel. It's me letting them know that there is somebody out there that is making good content, spreading good and positive means, and is trying to let people know that he, in my case, exists. People see the value that you bring by you letting people know that you are around, you are existing, and you are willing to do whatever you can to help them. I definitely feel that you will receive the favor in kind. That's a very interesting topic because it can be taken in so many different ways. One way is something that I have actually seen in regards to some of my friends here on YouTube. It's when they truly speak their mind about something that's taken in a certain way by so many others. A perfect example would be my friend Brie Fauché talking about her true feelings towards Star Wars The Force Awakens. And then my friend Morgan from Little Word Weaver just voicing her opinion about comic books and how they're very male-oriented and that there should be a better representation of female superheroes in the world of comic books. Some people just don't like that, and they'll basically start acting like a bunch of babies and saying, this is not right, get away, you don't belong, changing my things that are the holiest of holies, don't do that. Well, you know something? That's the truth, guys and ladies out there, because I know some ladies can be offended by some of those things as well. It is important for people to understand that the truth is something that's not always kind. But it doesn't mean that it is something that is truly trying to hurt you. It's just something that people want to get off their chests and just let people know that we are individuals and we have an outlook of everything in life that is different from yours or possibly the mainstream as we know it. I've done that so many different times. Like last year when I did my reviews of Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket. Nobody liked what I had to say, but I'm standing by what I said, because that's the way I truly feel. But another thing in regards to the truth hurts is also when people are a little bit intimidated about speaking their minds about what's really going on with them as people, because they don't know if when they speak to the people who have been watching their videos are going to appreciate it or take it to heart. Believe me guys, it has been a real struggle for me in regards to keeping up with everyone, commenting, watching videos, and even making my own content this past month. Life really made me focus on other things. And while the move was a lot simpler than I thought it would be, the weeks after the move were a real struggle. A week after I moved, my fiance and I both got really sick. And we had so much that we had to do, besides preparing for work and making sure that we were well fed and got the sleep that we needed. We were torn to shreds. We were just sick as dogs, and we had to spend our entire weekend, which really should have been dedicated to drinking tea and soup and getting plenty of rest, to shopping at IKEA and grocery shopping and just getting the essentials that we needed to truly turn this apartment into a home. Because if we didn't do it then, who knew when we were going to do it? And the fact that we had barely places to move because there were boxes everywhere, it led to a lot of infighting and a lot of yelling and just not feeling good with oneself. We had to get through it, no matter what. And when we finally got through it, things took another turn. We were just bringing stuff from my house to the apartment. And when we were going in to get the last thing, I heard a scream. My fiance fell on the front porch of my parents' house and got a black eye and a sore arm and a mild concussion. It's been very hard because I had to take care of her. I had to put a little bit of extra effort and do more of the chores around the house. I had to do a lot of lifting. It's just been so hard to balance everything and just find that time to focus on things that I'd like to do, like recording YouTube videos and reading the books that I wanted to read. I barely had any time to do any of that, let alone just sit and watch television for a little while. But that's the truth, guys, and it hurts. But we gotta understand that life is the more important thing than just making YouTube videos. Now, this is not me saying that I'm going to stop making YouTube videos. I truly believe that April is going to have me put things back on track. The truth hurts, guys. Mentally, physically, but that's what being human is all about. And that is why we have to make sure that we are constantly talking to the people that we all know truly care about us. And it is amazing to know that some of you have been some of the biggest and best shoulders to lean on, while I have been the biggest shoulder to lean on for my fiance. And I thank you for that. When I started my YouTube show, I only did one thing, and that was reviewing movies. And a lot of people on YouTube do just one thing on their channel. That is just fine. You do whatever makes you happy. But sometimes the one-trick pony gig doesn't always turn out the way you want it. I know for a solid fact that when I was just doing movies, my subscribers were not really going as fast as they are now. And one of the reasons why I feel that the people that are watching my show has increased tremendously is because of how many different things I bring to people. I still do a lot of reviewing, but it's not reviewing just movies. I talk about music. I talk about television shows. I'm now talking about books. I do tags. I do top 10 lists. I review Funko Pops. I do live collaborations on various topics. I do so many different things. My hand is in so many different cookie jars, and even though there's so much to to do, it's amazing how many people I connect with because of the variety of things that I do. When I actually watch a video and someone likes to talk about my channel because I either tag them in a video, or I asked them a question, or even if I just created a friendship with them, they always say the same thing. You've got to check out the Lawn Gnome's channel because he brings us so many different kinds of videos. And even when I see people that I actually create good friendships with, I know for a solid fact that if they are only doing one specific thing, they like so many other things. And I like to try and tell them, why don't you show your viewers another side of you? Talk about this, talk about that. There's no reason why you shouldn't. It may be a little bit of a challenge to start, getting into your comfort zone, but if you keep doing that, especially if it's about other passions that you love and passions that you feel that you are willing to share, you will be blown away by how many people will start talking to you, start following you, and even start being inspired by you. You have all inspired me. Please keep in contact with me. Please comment in the box below. Follow me on Twitter. If you are a new person who is trying to branch out, if you're someone who feels lackluster videos are bogging you down, please contact me. Ask me questions. And don't think that I won't return the favor in kind. I will promote your channel. I will definitely give you good feedback. I will always comment if I'm able to. If I'm having a major situation, I will definitely let people know that I'm having a situation. I really am impressed with what YouTube has become, and I love the fact that it is what it has become because it is such a welcoming platform. I have made so many amazing friends, and I just want to keep helping people because it makes me happy. When Twitter first came out, I really didn't understand the point of it. Personally, I thought it was one of the weirdest and probably the most stupidest things that social media ever had to offer. So much, in fact, that I was considering making a YouTube rant video on my channel, and I had a great title for it. It was called Twitter, or No One Needs to Know When You Poop. The concept of someone basically being able to tell the entire world what he or she is doing at any given point in time, I just said that we had officially gone off the deep end as a society. But my goodness, I was proved so wrong, because when YouTube actually changed, and I realized that it was more than just about putting out videos, it was more about making connections, creating communities, and making friends, Twitter was without a doubt the best thing that could ever happen. Someone who never wanted to have a Twitter account in his life had his very first Twitter account opened in September of 2015. I am so impressed with the fact that I have made so many connections in YouTube. It has really helped my subscriber amount. It also is a great way to let your fans know exactly what's going on in terms of stuff for your channel. If you're doing a live collab, you can post it on Twitter. If you're doing a special giveaway event, you can post it on Twitter. But if you also have friends that are struggling, or friends that are reaching a milestone in terms of their own content, you can let all of your fans that are friends with you know that there's a great YouTuber out there. I'd like you to see hers or his channel. I've been able to fulfill my mission of helping others with their content. But then there's Facebook. Facebook is a great tool. Nothing makes me happier than knowing that I can actually talk to anyone that is important to me, no matter where they live, at any point in time if I can find them online to talk. But Facebook is very interesting when it comes to YouTube channels, because for me, my Twitter account is only linked to my YouTube channel. When you actually friend me on Facebook and you get to know me, I'm not the lawn gnome anymore. I am the real me, the person who you don't know. I'm very selective in regards to who I decide to friend on Facebook. Whether it's a coworker, whether it's a friend in the neighborhood, or whether it's a YouTuber. That whole side of me is something that YouTubers will not see. And it's most likely something that I don't want any YouTuber to see, unless I truly trust that person. And in order to trust somebody, you can't just send a random friend request out, because if you don't know that person's not going to friend you. And I found that out the hard way too, even before I actually started friend requesting people on YouTube. But it's all about keeping an open line of communication. Comment on people's videos. Let people know that you are there and that you're more than just someone who likes to comment on people's videos. Like myself, let people know that you want to help. Let people know that you want to collab. Let people know that you want to be friends, rather than just sending a random Facebook friend request out and say, friend me. That is not personable. Let people know that you are a friend worth having. So I just want to let people know out there that if you have actually friend requested me and I haven't accepted your request, you're just a stranger to me. But as they always say, a stranger is just a friend you don't know yet. If you want to get to know your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome on a deeper level, you've got to just talk to me and not just comment on the content of the video. How do we keep our fan base coming back? We give them a little incentive. How do you do that? You tease things. You mention something, but you don't go into full detail. And heck, even in an update, or a wrap-up, or a TBR, you talk about all of that. And you just let people know that better things are coming. Whether it's a movie that you plan on seeing, whether it's a tag video that you want to do, a collaboration that you want to do, you'd let people know that these things are coming. But you don't tell them too much. You don't tell them what it's about. You don't tell them who you're collaborating with. You just let them know that something big is coming. And people who appreciate what you do here on YouTube are going to come back because you dangled that carrot. It's not to torture them. It's just to let people know that you want things to be a surprise. Because if you're uncharismatic and you're flat as a board and you give away everything that you're doing, it's just not going to be an exciting thing to watch. Surely I talk about what movies I plan on seeing, but that just means everybody's excited for a review that's coming. Sure, I talk about pop updates and that they're coming, but I don't mention which pops I'm going to be talking about. Keep dangling that carrot, and I guarantee you, even the people who hate vegetables will eat it. YouTube is a wonderful community. Everybody here is passionate about what they love, and they love to share it with the world. But what they also like to do is we make connections with other YouTubers, and we want YouTubers to see what we do so they can spread the good word on our own work. We also do have very busy lives, and while there are people that may love our work, we may not love some other people's work just because of the fact that it's just not our cup of tea. We're not going to bash them and say you're an idiot and do something wrong. We're just saying, look, I'm just not interested in what you talk about. There are plenty of people that do things that I am just not a fan of. And I'm not subscribed to their channels, even though there are some people that are subscribed to me. But when someone asks you, would you be interested in subbing to my channel? I mean, not necessarily a sub for sub, but check out my channel, blah, blah, blah. Or, I have this great collab, would you like to partake in this? Or, would you be interested in doing this project with me? If it's not something that you like, just say thanks but no thanks. Nobody is going to look at you differently if you politely say thank you very much, but no, I'm just not interested. Your channel doesn't have things that I enjoy, so I'm not going to watch your channel. I'm not someone who is extremely active in the YouTube community, but I do everything that I can, so I just can't put time aside for things like collabs or projects or live shows. If you show people that respect and still get the point across that it's just not something that you're able to do or just don't want to do, no one is going to look at you in a bad light, especially because of the fact that you had the decency to just politely say no. And that's what I'm going to leave with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and thank you all who have been following me and my wife this whole time while we went from engagement to marriage. I can't thank some of you enough for all of your love and your well wishes and your support here on Facebook, on Twitter. You have really made me so happy, and you've also made me realize that even though I knew for a solid fact that she was going to be my bride, the fact that you all supported me, you made me understand that my decision couldn't have been more right. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Actions speak louder than words. When it comes to diversity in my mind, I am always open to something innovational, something new, something fresh, something controversial. but something that always stands out and that is always unique. And you can't get a more diverse community than YouTube. There are so many different communities. Movie reviewers, comedians, artists, booktubers, you name it. YouTube has got it all. And the best part is, there are no walls and there are no boundaries. We have the ability to say and do, read, watch, whatever we want because of freedom. But the question is, when it comes to diversity, when you go on YouTube, what exactly do you define as diversity? When I go onto YouTube, I'm searching for YouTubers that have great ideas, have great passions that I share, and passions that I've never seen before that I would actually be interested in learning more about. People who want to speak their mind in different ways. People who want to have discussions on regular, popular culture or even controversial topics. But when I do that, I'm not looking to point out people with a different skin color than mine, a different ethnic background, a different sexual orientation, a different religion. There is nothing wrong with that second group of things, but if that's your main focus on how you want to browse YouTube and look for diverse videos, you're sort of grouping people together, separating them, backing them into individual corners, and then you're slapping a label on their heads. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think that that may be the textbook definition of ignorance. You know that I am open to everyone and anything. If you are a positive person, if you have a voice that you want to get out onto YouTube, if you have a passion that you want to share, come to me and let's talk. And if you don't have the same skin color as me, you don't have the same religion as me, I'm not going to judge you on that. I don't judge people on their physical characteristics. I am going to focus on what makes you you. What are the ideas that you have to share? What do you want your voice to be on YouTube? And the best part is, if you also go into YouTube with that kind of mindset, like myself, I have so many subscribers right now, it's incredible. And I focused on the passions, I focused on the ideas, I focused on the thought processes. My subscribers, they're from all over the world. Various skin colors, various ethnic backgrounds, various sexual orientations, various religions. And I am fucking proud of that. Because not only is it awesome to have a diverse fan base in that realm as well, but the fact that I didn't even have to label people and look for them in that manner makes me even happier knowing that I am sending the right message here. And I really hope that you guys watching me today will take a positive message from me, because it is our ideas, our values that make us all unique. And it is uniqueness that is the true definition of diversity. I know that you all saw my update last month where I talked about my attitude on diversity, but now I think that based on what has happened and what is going on now in terms of the whole world, not just the YouTube community, I really feel that the positivity and our community in general is really breaking down in a horrible way. I've heard and seen so many videos of people with different points of view. I have seen people who are talking about things that many people might find uncomfortable or just disagree with entirely. I'm also hearing some pretty bad stories of people who are feeling very uncomfortable posting videos because of the backlash that they are not necessarily anticipating, but some degree expecting to receive. It's really made me upset knowing that at one point in time, YouTube was a very positive place where we all came to discuss and gush about our passions in life and even feel closer to the people that were watching our videos. We had everything from video responses to fantastic conversations with people in comment sections, even though there was a troll every now and again, but it seemed to me at that point that the good outweighed the bad. And also there was a point in time where there were so many more live shows thanks to Google Hangout, and people were really becoming good friends. But Whether it's what's been happening in politics, whether it has been discussing all of these crazy revolutions that are occurring in social society, it's really gotten to a point where everybody is at each other's throats because everyone is either scared or angry or upset about somebody who is voicing a different opinion and not going with one direction but going in another. It's gotten very frustrating to me to see how hostile some people have gotten no matter what. Even when it comes to someone just talking about something that they ate for breakfast one day. I don't know, I think it's gotten to that point where we can't even discuss what we did in terms of just having a personal good day. And I kind of feel that that's gotta stop, guys. I think we really need to embrace the fact that we are one group of creature on this planet. Views shouldn't matter, opinions shouldn't matter, and I don't mean that they aren't valid. What I mean is, if someone has a certain way of thinking, if it's something that you don't agree with, you shouldn't threaten, you shouldn't bully, and you just should say, you know, I don't agree with you, but can we have a nice conversation? If people are going to be hostile and threatening, these people don't deserve sympathy. They certainly don't deserve mine. I've been bullied in the past, and people who say that talking to a bully can sort out differences and things can be set straight, that means you either haven't been bullied or you're just flat out lying. I've tried to talk to bullies. It didn't work. I had learned from my father that if somebody hits you, you hit back. And then they'll look at you differently. Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know. There's that famous joke from Seinfeld that Elaine says on the show, that men fight with their fists and it's kind of disgusting. And Jerry responds by saying, well, what did you do? She said, we just made fun of the person until she developed an eating disorder. I mean, does that not make you feel sick? We have to come together as a community, everybody. We have to be appreciative and respect everybody's way of thinking, no matter what that way of thinking may be. But unfortunately, part of the problem is YouTube. And why I say that is, I have a whole bunch of subscribers, and one of the things that I love to do is I love to tweet about people who are reaching milestones. Whether it's 50 subscribers, whether it's 1,000 subscribers, I want people to know that there are great and positive speakers on YouTube out there, and they should be following them because they're doing nothing but giving us great content and great topics for discussion. But YouTube is making this algorithm that deletes absent accounts, and now it's gotten to the point where they are putting so many restrictions on YouTube where they are automatically switching people's profiles to private. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with people putting their channels on private because you are entitled to privacy. But there are some of my subscribers that when I told them I don't see your channel in my subscriptions, so I can't tweet out whether you're reaching a milestone or tweet out an amazing and important thing that's happening in your life because I just don't see you. But they're telling me they're still subscribed to me. They see me. I'm there. But why don't I see them? I really think that we need to send a very important statement to YouTube. We need to tell them that enough is enough. Stop restricting us, stop putting walls up, and stop giving us boundaries. If we want to put boundaries up, we'll do it ourselves. We don't need you. Please go to the Twitter page, Team YouTube, and vent your frustrations, because it's not just me. I know that for a solid fact, because I've been talking to some people. I'm sick of this, okay? This is a community. This is not a gated community. This is a place where we're supposed to be ourselves, make connections, and spread good nature towards others. Is that so wrong? Are we seriously letting the trolls and the bullies win? Wow. What a tangled web we truly weave here. YouTube is something that has truly changed my life, and I'm very proud of the fact that I am a YouTuber. But one of the other things, even during the earlier stages of me making videos, was the fact that I was not embarrassed about the fact that I was doing that. I told friends, I told family members, I had no shame in regards to talking about something that I was doing because I enjoyed it, and it really made me feel good. There is nothing wrong with being a YouTuber. It is something that can actually help you in more ways than you can possibly imagine. It helps you with your interpersonal skills, it helps you with your time management skills, it can even help you in your work life. Believe me, it can, especially considering the fact that all of these talents that I have given myself, thanks to YouTube, are now going to be something that I possibly bring to the working world for myself. So, just because of the fact that you are a YouTuber does not mean that you should be an outcast. It doesn't mean that you should consider yourself a loser or a geek, because there's nothing wrong with classifying yourself as a geek or a nerd. That's actually a good thing these days, and so be proud of that as well. Embrace it too. So, if you're making a YouTube channel, don't be embarrassed about it. Tell as many people as you want, because these people will look at you in a very interesting light. Sure, you may have some doubters. You may have people that may poke fun at you, saying that you have no life. But why don't you show them what you do? And why don't you tell them why you do it? Because if people understand that you do something, it doesn't even have to be making YouTube videos. It could be anything that you do. If it makes you happy, they've got nothing on you. Because nobody wants to see a friend or a family member that is always down in the dumps. They want a happy person in their lives. And if this is something that makes you happy, then everybody will be happy for you because you do.